Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about a little bit of plumbing to transfer the water from our rainwater tanks into the freshwater tank of our RV. It's actually just an intermediate step to our eventual system of being able to pressurize all that water and feed our house. But for today, we're happy with just being able to transfer it into the RV and have the pump inside the RV do the rest of the work for us. So let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Brian.
Alright guys, here we go. It's time to connect all this stuff up, and I guess I'm going to paint it after it's connected because I don't want to paint anything that needs to be glued or anything. So I've got a combination of some things that need to be glued, some slip joints, and some things that are threaded, so they'll need to be taped with Teflon tape. So let's break this apart and put it together one piece at a time. So the first thing I want to do is this threaded joint right here. So I'm going to tape those and put them together. Okay, this next one's a glue joint. So first we've got primer. After that sets up for just a few seconds, you can glue. All right, now you want to twist them together. I didn't realize it was going to go all the way together. When I dry fitted it didn't, so I probably could have used a little more primer and a little more glue, but a little further back on the fitting, but I think it'll be all right. You want to hold them together for a few seconds because it can push out while it's drying. But after just a few seconds, it should set pretty hard. There's that. I got the PVC on the other end. And I'll wait for this last piece to be on the tank first so that when I attach this, I can make sure that I position it so that the knob, so that the handle is up. So I won't glue this on just yet, but I will do this part. You want to get all you can out of it pretty quick because it stops pretty quickly. So now I can go back to these other threaded sections and put those together. Anything that has, if it doesn't have a rubber gasket, I'm going to wrap it with Teflon tape. If it has a rubber gasket, I shouldn't have to. I want to make sure the tape wraps in the same direction that it's going to wind, or else it'll want to unwind the tape when you screw it together. Okay guys, very slight change of plans here. I just realized that I've been trying so hard to figure out how to put the pump at the end of this. So I was going to put it up on some bricks or something or whatever. And ultimately the pump will be right here built into a box that'll have the pressure tank and some filters and things. But for today, where I'm just trying to use the pump as a transfer pump only to get water into the RV, you know, I'm getting this is all together now. Everything that's glued needs to be glued is glued. All the slip connections are glued, and all the threaded connections are taped. So what I have here is a female garden hose connection. So really, I can connect any potable water hose here, basically, RV water hose, and take that. I can actually run that over to, right in front of the freshwater tank fill spot, and I can put the pump right over there. That way, when I plug the pump in, because it turns on as soon as I plug it in, so that way it'll be right in front of me when I plug it in, and I'll know, kind of what's going on. If anything, I don't have to run an extension cord way over here to plug it in, and then once I plug it in, run over there to make sure, or have two people holding the hose on either end or whatever. So yeah, so I just realized there's no reason really today for the pump to be right here. All I have to do is attach a hose here, make it long to get over to there, and then so that garden hose goes into the pump, and on the other side of the pump I run a very short garden hose, as short as I want. It only has to reach from the pump to the freshwater inlet on the RV. So everything will be right in front of me over there. So I think that's a lot better setup. And every time I do this, I'll only do it just to fill the tank, and then I'll actually disconnect everything up to this point, and this will be all that's left. So every time I want to do this, I'll hook up the hose, hook it to the pump, use the pump to fill, plug the pump in the front of the RV. So that's actually a better setup. So I'm only trying to get to right here. So that's nice. It also gives me, remember I talked about the flexibility, the fact that I'll have long garden hose on here. I can put that pump wherever I want. So I don't know why I was trying to put it right here. Ultimately, it will need to be here, and but I don't have to do that today. So here's where we're at. This will need to be painted, but I wanted to do this. I kind of need to do it, I think, in place, because what I want to do is I have to pull this plug right here. Right there, that's just a plug, just a plastic plug. This tank is empty, of course, but when I turn the valve that's between the two tanks, half of the water that's in the other tank will come into this tank. So I have to be, once I hook this up, then I can open that valve. So the first thing I'm gonna do is pull this plug and then thread this connection. I'll tape it with Teflon tape and then thread it in there. And the reason I didn't paint anything yet, and the reason I haven't connected these two yet, is because after I do that, once I have this in place, so I'll show you, don't go like that, right? Then I wanna obviously glue, this is a glue connection here, but I wanna do it such that, right, this knob on top, this handle on top ends up kind of in the upward position. So I wanna be able to twist this, into place. So if I had glued these together beforehand and then tried to screw that in, it might end up at some weird angle or something. So that's what I'm going for here. And then after I do all that, then I'll basically just kind of cover with a little bit of paper and tape or something. I'll cover this and maybe cover some pieces on the end here, and I'll just hit this whole thing with paint. I've already taped this handle, so I can paint this whole section here. So that's what I'm about to do. Let's give it a go. All right, time to make a solvent connection again, here to there. Primer first. And then glue. Okay, I think we got it.
So what are we doing today?
So the connection is all set up to go to the pump. This is just garden hose to the pump and garden hose out of the pump. So
To the RV?
yeah. To
Eventually.
To fill the RV tank.
Okay.
So I still need to paint all this, but I want to make sure this doesn't leak before I do it. So currently this tank is still empty. So head over that way.
Okay.
Hello.
Ooh, shade is nice.
So this tank is full. This tank is empty. They're connected. This is bent, so this is flexible hose on purpose. You know, this isn't bent like from weight or anything like that, or from this sagging or anything. Actually, this is bulging from being so full. So that's actually turned this connection down a little bit to make that kind of bend like that. That might level out a little bit, but anyway, this is closed.
Okay.
So this is full, this is empty. So this also needs painted, but I want to do both of these before I see if it leaks.
Okay.
So when I open this, half of what's in here is going to flow into here, and they're going to equalize. And then we can use out of here, and then we just need to add more from the gutters. So this is
From
kind of
the
the moment of
carport.
truth. This will be the first test of any of this to see if it leaks.
Okay.
Here and on the other side. You ready?
Yes.
All right. So open is this way. Here goes.
Oh boy.
You hear that?
I heard it. I hear it.
So first test is here. I don't see any problems there. How about over here? So this is closed too. So when I open this, I have to open this to be able to do that. So I guess right now I'm only checking up to this connection because it's not making it to here yet because this is closed. But yeah, this sucker's gonna fill halfway up. All right, guys.
Like 2-pack.
Two pack. So, okay, we did the first test today, which was to open the valve between the two tanks so that we could equalize and see that there was no leaking in that connection between the two of those. And also no leaking at least up to this valve, which is currently closed. What we don't know is after that valve, I do a couple of reductions to get the garden hose here. And we don't know if there's any leaks there yet. So I'm about to have Pam open that up, and we'll see if we get water just to flow just with gravity over to a bucket over here. Now, I don't know. I think there's a drop from here to there, so I think it'll flow into that bucket. But if it doesn't flow into that bucket, it's not the end of the world. If we don't have a drop, it won't happen. But that's what we're testing here. So she's just going to open that up, and we're going to see if it drops into the bucket. And whether it does or not, I don't really care, to tell you the truth. The next test is actually to hook the pump up over there and make sure that we can actually pump from this tank into the bucket. That's really the most important thing. But it might flow just by gravity, so we'll see. And we're checking leaks. So Pam's going to watch to make sure we don't leak over there after she turns that on. And hopefully it'll flow into this bucket. Go for it. It's a little tough to turn, so yeah, there you go. Open it all the way. Okay. So she opened it. I don't know if there's a drop, actually. Oh, there it is. I've got water. Of course, not much pressure, but that's not surprising. So, okay, we're flowing. Do we have any leaks? Pam says it's not leaking over there. That's good to know. Now it's not flowing real hard, so. Okay, close it. Yeah.
Easy.
All right. All right, that's test number one. Now we're going to take that same hose from the storage tank, and this time we're going to bring it into this pump here, and it's going to come out over here. We've got a check valve and pressure regulator device here, and then we're just kind of, we should come out there. Now they say never to run these things dry, so you're actually supposed to fill this little compartment with water before you start, so I'm going to do that. So this time I've got that hose that comes from the storage tank that Pam's going to open in a second. Not yet. Going into the pump, and then we come out of the pump with garden hose into the bucket. Now the thing with this pump is it's got no smarts, it's just a transfer pump. So the second I plug it in, I'm going to plug it into this extension cord, it's just going to turn on. So I want Pam to have that open when I plug that in. So unfortunately, I need two hands. All right, go ahead and open it. All right, so Pam's opening the valve. You got it? All right, so that water should be making it down to me. So now I am gonna, it's actually flowing through here. You can see a tiny bit, it's even flowing through the pump. Just without any power, but it's real weak. So I'm gonna turn that pump on. Here we go. And there we go. That's what we want. So it's doing its job. Now I'm gonna cut the power off. Cut the power off. All right, close it. And now when Pam closes that valve, we're done. All right, that all proves that I can run water from the tank through this pump, get pressure here so I can fill our RV tank. And really that was just a test to make sure everything functions and nothing leaks.
Yay!
So, successful test.
Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you learned something from that. Stay tuned for some future videos where we will upgrade this system to be fully pressurized and filtered. But I think our next project is to put some gutters on the carport so that we can get some more water in these tanks now that we're using them.
That's easy for you to say.
Catch you next time.
Hey everybody, thank you for watching, and be sure and stay tuned and watch the next video where Brian's going to install some gutters, and eventually he's going to get around to putting in a pressure tank so we'll have some pressure. No, don't cut. Hey y'all, thanks for watching. We're going to be I can't do it.
You can't do scripted at all.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching.
If you liked what you saw, please hit that thumbs up button and consider subscribing or sharing with a friend. And click the bell notification so you never miss any of our videos.
We really appreciate every view and comment. And if you're looking for other ways to support us, please check out the links in the description box.
See you in the next video.